let's talk about how to play loud, forte, or soft piano on the piano. Starting with piano, how do you actually accomplish that soft, beautiful sound without it sounding weak? So first of all, making sure that you are still using the weight of your arms and playing with your whole body when you're playing piano, that you're not suddenly thinking weak or how do I play as quiet as I can. Use the word soft. You're going to softly stroke the keys or pet the keys to create the sound, even if you have big chords. Let's take a look at this sonatina here. So I am keeping my hands close to the keys and using little arm motions. I'm not playing with my fingers right there. You see how that time my arms were still, my wrists were still. So that's not how I'm going to play that. I'm going to have my wrists very flexible and free and use more little arm motions there. If you notice, when I had the accent, my arm motion got bigger and I went up and dropped into that key, as in comparison to the soft. I stayed very close to the keys and just with little motions stroked the keys. How do you do a mezzo forte? So that's a little bit louder, so we're creating more weight. We're going to use more of an arm weight in order to create that mezzo forte. So even from the initial pickup note to measure 5, I'm going to drop my hand into that E. You see how I drop my hand in and really strongly play that E. And there's a crescendo right there. So dropping into the E and then soft and too loud. So with each time, I'm creating more of an arm motion so that I can drop with more weight. I'm actually accelerating slightly faster for the louder notes. And that forte in measure 6, I'm really going to drop my hands into that, really accelerate down into that chord. And there you also have to think about the fact that the melody, the right hand, does have to stand above the chord in the left hand. And you can't have that left hand chord completely go quiet or soft because then you won't have the full forte with both hands, but you still want the right hand to sing above. So what helps me to play this the right way? Thinking of one hand as heavier than the other hand when I'm playing. When I drop, I'm going to think of the right hand as heavier than the left hand. Now let's play that full phrase, starting with the mezzo forte, then creating a crescendo. So I'm dropping into the E. Then I'm going to use more weight with each note to create the crescendo, starting from light to a little bit heavier. I'm not talking about completely heavy, but just creating a little bit more weight with each note, and then finally dropping into that forte. Notice how my motions got so much smaller at that piano. Now let's take that measure 7 as an example to see how much of a difference there is in playing piano and forte in the same exact notes and phrase. So those notes are written as piano. When I play piano, I'm going to be creating soft motions with my hands and keeping my hands pretty close to the keys, but still using arm weight and sinking into each key like that. Now, if I was to play that loud, I would really have to increase those arm motions. in order for that sound to be louder. And let's try playing that same phrase in a few different dynamics. I'm going to start with pianissimo, then piano, mezzo piano, mezzo forte, and let's end with forte. And so that's not the way it's written, but you see how differently I have to change the arm motions in order to create the difference in dynamic. So this is how you begin to play loud and soft on the piano. There's definitely a lot more to be said about it, but at least this is a beginning. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and tell me down below in the comments if this was helpful for you and if you want to see more videos on how to play dynamics on the piano. Thank you so much for watching.